Okay. Excuse me. Mhm. All right. Refrain. Retrain your tongue. Wow. Good. It's a good one. I do a couple, I think, today or Sunday. Friday, I think I did this. Friday, I did episode 1. Now with the episode 2 with this year. Uh, of fire scripture is found in 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 1 to 16. Our memory verse is taken from Psalms 141, verse 3, which reads, Set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth. Keep my keep the doors of my lips. Mm, Motivational quote. Be a master over the organs of your body, especially your mouth. Wow. And it is a true for something that, because you will have people, and me I could tell you the dangerous people to be a to stay away from a person who love to broadcast. You understand? I would have say gossip one, or any little thing them just spill out of their mouth. Like, let me see if I can find a good example. Say run a joke and you say to a female you want to wash her back. In your mind, you know, as a male, you have no intention to do that. But in the female's mind, she might think, say, you are something real or whatever. So people like that, especially a woman who like to broadcast things, you be careful of that woman. Yeah, man, dangerous woman like that. And it can be even a male, so for example, a man who like to anything them hear them must speak, especially about people. Be careful of that person. All right, so that's what I am just sharing with you all from the devotional reading that I'm gonna get into. Today's fire scripture shows a clear example of someone who lacked wisdom and could not refrain refrain his tongue, and as a result of his carelessness, he lost his life. This young Amalekite thought he was bearing good news. Little did he know that David would not rejoice at the death of the anointed one. He earned himself a cheap death. Are you guilty of speaking without thinking? Many people put themselves into trouble by allowing their mouths to talk faster than their brains. James counsels us to Be swift to hear and slow to speak. James chapter 1, verse 19. This is not a sign of timidity, it is rather a sign of wisdom. It is important, it is impatience that makes you talk rashly and foolishly. Pride and arrogance can also be responsible for unwholesome words. Don't forget that God hates the proud, but he resists them, but draws the humble to himself. A proud man is prone to telling lies and often offending God in his utterances, like the rich old fool in Luke chapter 12, verse 16 to 21. This is a serious issue that every individual should work on. The psalmist cried to God, "Create in me a new heart, O Lord." That was Psalm 51, verse 10. Because he understands that connecting between the heart and the tongue. Psalms 19, verse 14 also reveals that prayer can be accepted or rejected by God, depending on the condition of your heart and tongue. Failure to refrain your tongue from speaking guilt will, will make your prayers unacceptable before God. Every manifestation of an untamed tongue glorifies the devil. He is a liar and the father of lies. A specialist in speaking guiled. Therefore, you must desist from these ungodly acts, which are manifestations of the works of the flesh. Embrace godliness and begin to manifest the fruit of the Spirit. Found in Galatians chapter 5, verse 19 to 21 and 22 and 23. Surrender yourself, including your tongue, totally to God. It will be good to make today's memory verse a prayer, just like the psalmist did. Ask Yahweh to purge your tongue with fire, as he did for the prophet Isaiah. Yahweh will honor your words, and men will come to your rising in Yahshua's name. Let me give you another example of something that I heard. And anytime I hear something, I try to learn. Yeah, man, I'm a good student like that. I don't try to learn from my own mistakes. There are a lot of examples in the Bible and in present day. This community that I used to live in, I remember a gentleman, single, and there was a lady, single. She have her nieces and nephews come to the dwelling. I think another person was living there. I think a man and his baby mother was living there, but the two single persons seems to not be getting along, and the woman would say some things. An argument came up, and I over my yard, may I listen, and the woman started to say that the gentleman didn't have sex with her, and she don't want him, and she started to say a bag of things. I mean, I say, but for the old skirts, people see them together. She want anything, she come to him. People see it, but yet still she a broadcast. I say she don't want him, and him can't compare to her baby father. And I said, why she's doing all of this? Why she's belittling the man? But at the same time, she come to him. Everybody say she come to him for money. And he gave it to her. I said, such a woman is a dangerous woman to be around. But you know what? I learned from that example or experience. Yeah, man, come if I learn, as I say, I'm a good student. I learn from other people's downfall or shortcomings or mistakes. I look upon everything what people go through as a learning example. I'm always here, she pass, and she always say, she always speak about money. It's like she will sell her soul. She just achieve some money. Yeah, man. Always here she speak about money, 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 and thing. So that's what may share when I record other an next individual went through. We can learn from other people's shortcomings. Just like we have a lot of examples in the Bible, and we have modern day examples can learn from. And the next thing, a lot of things I may see coming back. Maybe here the other day in Jamaica, this guy him gets locked up for assault, rape. Many times him gets locked up for it. But it seems to me that that gentleman have a problem. Him can't control himself. And him assault him own relative and unalive her, assaulted her sexually and unalive her. But some person saw and condolences to the family, to that family. I don't know where in Jamaica it took place, but this is what is happening. We need a registry in Jamaica where people like that, whether male or female, should be the communities should know of these individuals, not to harm them, but to protect themselves and protect the kids them from these predators who can control themselves sexually. Me coming here, I am just trying to be a good citizen by me encouraging each of us to ask, pray, pray to the Most High. One of the fruits of the Spirit is self-control, controlling of the tongue, controlling of the bodily organs, and so forth. That's my mission to educate people to seek more spiritual strength to help them have more control of certain um, things. Yeah, man, there are nine fruit of the spirit. Love is one of them. Kindness, self-control, mildness, and a bunch of others. I can't remember all of them, but it's nine of them. Yeah, right now, to me, I know I'm sure I read a lot of books, a lot of not just the Bible, but other books. I mean, I realize sex and sexuality is what being dazzled out there in the world. You see it rampantly on different social medias. Attractive women would be, exposing themselves. And I like, for example, in the Muslim world where a woman should, cloak up herself in a certain hemisphere, whether the woman is curvy or whatever size that woman is in certain hemisphere, or they expose themselves, and it's not a good thing, especially for those who can, you know, see and try to block out that image out of their mind. You know, there are a lot of things going on, not just Jamaica, but other parts of the world where it comes to persons, especially males. A lot of men get into problems with the law because of sex. Anyway, I'm going to just close off this segment of the live stream and turn into another segment, the newspaper segment. 1, 2, 3. Okay, look like should I try? Okay, I must say 6 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. Okay, shit. I think it didn't work for it. Okie dokie. Let's see if I can find it. No, it's not there. Go in here, so sometimes a friend of mine, she was trying to go live last night, so 6, 7 hours ago. It wasn't working out for her at all, at all, at all. Don't know. She was having some problem with the camera section. It was acting up. Well, this look like an old article. Don't worry, pass already. I didn't know that this newspaper tend to, it would have two articles back to back about the same thing. Transfer. Okay, let's look at this one. 140% of spike. Excuse me. Something I got me, I trigger off my sinus. 140% spike in the deportees to Jamaica last year. Okay. UX expel almost 1,000 with some convicted of serious crimes, including murder. Oh, okay. And you see a photo here. These gentlemen barricade themselves, them face with them kerchief or rug or whatever can cover them. The 1,307 people deported, the majority, 142 coming from the United States, two were deported from Canada, three from England, while 24 were sent back from other countries. The 2025 list of deportees, the sexual offenses category, three deportees last year, with the US sending back 50 illegal re-entry. There were 95 deportees convicted of firearm offenses, with 88 running afoul of the law in the US. Other offenses on the list included larceny, fraud, false documents, kidnapping, and money laundering. Of the total 1,317 deportees in 2025, 967 came from the US, which has a set policy of deporting Jamaicans to their homeland on the last Thursday of each month. Last year saw Jamaica also receiving 70 deportees from Canada, 25 from England, and 255 from other countries. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we won't go any further into this article. BPOs, business processing. Oh, Mina is having a live stream. Nice, nice, nice. Good, good. BPO, US 220 million slide. Hmm. Let's see where them said that industry sheds 5,000 jobs as local spending falls to US 780 million. Key, key points. Local spending fell 22% from about US 1 billion to US 780 million as another 5,000 jobs disappeared. Wow. Okay. These people are really keeping a total check on this thing here because there was a site where one of these BPOs, business, these people them who um, send jobs like to, to to be paid more cheaper in Jamaica, and they employed a lot of people because like it was a people come different times. Some come in the morning, some come in the afternoon, some at night. Big car parks, so a lot of cars parked there. Persons who work at that site, that EPO site. So when they say 5,000 jobs, I can attest to the fact that I see. Anyway, continue. Government data puts employment at 50,000, while the G SAJ estimates about 40 investment, better skills, and shift towards higher value. Okay, Jamaicans Global Digital Service GDS spent an estimated US 780 million in the local economy. Yes, spending in Jamaica rather than export earnings was higher than the US 612 million earned from bauxite and alumina, equivalent to about 47% of the country's US 1.65 billion in total uh, merchandise exports. The spending covered wages, office, office space, lease, utilities, and other operating expenses. Employment in the sector fell to approximately 50,000 in March 2026 from 62,000 2 years earlier. While the number of companies declined from more than 90 to about 70, the sector had already missed government's March 2025 target of 70,400 jobs by 15,400 by March 2026. The gap had widened to 20,400 jobs. The decrease in employment is attributed to a variety of sectors, which included uh, um, unsorted, resorted, geopolitical consideration, technological advancement, the impact of Hurricane Melissa, and the local challenges of cost of doing business. The government of Jamaica stated in its annual reports on Form 18K for the fiscal year ended March 31, 2026, filed with the United States Security and Exchange Commission. The report said Hurricane Melissa compounded those pressures. Hurricane Melissa, in particular, had a disruptive impact on Jamaica's GDS sector, primarily through damage to critical infrastructure and interruptions to essential utilities, widespread outages in electricity and telecommunication network, constrained business continuity across BPO, business processing, outsourcing, and other digitally enabled services, limiting firms' ability to meet international clients' demands and maintain service level arrangement. In addition, in additional damage, The transportation networks and displacement of workers further affected operation capacity and productivity, the annual report added. However, Global Service Association of Jamaica President-elect Yoni Epstein has placed employment in the sector at about 40,000 for 2 consecutive years. The Jamaica Observer reported on August 1st, 2025, that Epstein said the sector employed about 40,000 people, a figure he repeated to the Financial Gleaner earlier this month. The government, by comparison, reported approximately 55,000 jobs in March 2025 and 50,000 in March 2026, leaving differences of 15,000 and 10,000, respectively. It was not immediately clear whether the discrepancies reflected different reporting periods, industry coverage of method of counting workers. Epstein is the founder and CEO of Outsourcing Management Limited, trading as I, ITEL. Since 2012, the Development Bank of Jamaica Limited (DBJ) has committed US 92.66 million in financing to the GDS sector and dispersed US 90.1 million to 20 BPO ventures covering approximately 18 million square feet of operating space. The ventures had a combined capacity for 27,513 jobs. The report said by DBJ financing also facilitated US 152.72 million in private sector investment. However, the government latest report gives a different account of the occupancy of the DBJ funded projects. The, 20, the 2025 annual report has said all 20 projects had been completed, leased, and occupied, and had reported total employment of 20 22,598. However, the 2026 report said only 19 projects were listed and occupied and had provided 22,598 jobs at their peak. It said in the remaining projects had been completed with capacity for another 1,200 jobs, but the developer was still seeking an operator. The reports do not explain the change in the stated occupancy of the projects. Okay, wow. The sector's contraction has also affected the Port Authority of Jamaica, which recently postponed plans to monetize its BPO real estate assets through an initial project offering on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Wow. Uh, Chris reports on the PA, PAJ, noting the authorities declined that prevailing market conditions were not conducive to achieving favorable valuation outcomes and therefore postponed the transaction. Wow. The government has responded by establishing a working group comprising representatives of the GDS sector, the PAJ, Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, and the Jamaica Special Economic Zone Authority to develop and implement an action plan aimed at growing the industry. The working group mandate was limited to three areas in the government's 2025 annual report. The latest report expands to the mandate to six areas. One of the six areas is changing the industry's mix of BPO and KPO, knowledge process outsourcing, jobs from 80/20 to 60/40. This would reduce the sector's concentration in basic uh, queries and routine tasks while expanding its participation in more advanced, high value activities. Other focus areas included enhancing job readiness and digital skills, optimizing processing and institution regulations, and the incentive framework, strengthening the sector's value proposition, and developing incubator and accelerator programs for small and medium-sized enterprise. Okay, all right. You know something that they're trying to work out, and that is the end of that article. It just have a 12 more paragraphs. I'm gonna get into right now. Well, all I can say, we all know that from when hurricane season start again, June to November, hurricane season starts, and as things we know over the years, hurricane season affect the Caribbean. Uh, Also, it affects Miami as well. When the hurricanes start from out in the Caribbean, it goes. Where it come from? All right, tell them where it come from. The moisture come from from the African section, come across and it come to the Caribbean because the warmer waters in the Caribbean and it build up and it just head upwards from the Lesser Antilles to the Greater Antilles. So they call Jamaica one of the Greater Antilles in the Caribbean, and goes upwards, past us, and go up towards Miami and up, you know, cut across and can go up to Mexico. But the powers that be are certain individuals, and I can't blame natural phenomena. Um, I think certain places that need the BPOs should have one, they should invest in to have Elon Musk Starlink when the local internet not working. I want a Starlink. Those them two things there for the BPO people them. I want a generator. I want Starlink set up as a backup and thing. And will good. Because if every time certain fallout and I got blame a natural disaster, it look good still, it don't look good. It don't look good, to say people always a blame natural phenomena when things not go for them way. What do you think? Yeah, do like certain things. Yeah, so having a plan A, plan B, plan C. Hey, son of the king, pick up yourself, my brother. Nice having you here. Uh, yeah, man, it's always good to have a plan A, plan B, plan C, and things like that. Yeah, because why it makes sense. And if people have a plan, all of us should have a plan. You man have a plan. A, plan B, plan C. Always have a plan. Okay, why the newspaper now come back up? May I wait for it load up. Wow, I moved slow today. I don't know why. Click on the article from our for Sunday. Jones transforms pain to power. Okay. Jones addressed the media launch for her 5-day Jamaica tour, Ink, Ink Breath Bars, Pain to Power on July 2026 at Sadur's Ethiopian Research. Malan, poet and author, Sunday Jones, officially launched her Monday, July 20, bringing a message of healing, reflection, and creative import to audience across Jamaica, rooted in the mission of transforming personal pain into purpose through spoken word The July tour blends live poetry, performance, youth engagement, and community building. A native of Atlanta, Sunday Dunes production and the reason functions event coordinator and radio personality dedicated to giving a voice to the unheard and unseen. Her work focuses on healing from childhood evolution. Okay. And spoken words playing in communities upliftment. So, so I'm going with the next one. Anyway, yeah, yeah, man. Yes, so far is a well-known Dove poet. Link breath bars is in the link of our soul, of our journeys, our writings, our poetry, our life. Jones explained to the Jamaica Observer. The breath is the breath that we take through word, sound, through healing, through all of the things. It's the breath that we need to take sometimes. All the time we breathe, but we sometimes need to take breath, and bars are the lyrical words sound that comes from the link and the breath. The tour is about community, culture, love, and liberation. It is to bring people together, to pull light from people who didn't understand that they have the light, or to elevate those that do have the light and want to go further. That is the link, breadth, and bars. To sum it up shortly, the tour features a lineup of community showcase, school visits, and co-creating intimate gathering designed to inspire, connect, and celebrate. Please a little light up and I'm gonna turn off the light. Yeah. See if on the utility bill. All right. I'm gonna see now how much I'm reach. Oh my. I move so fast and brought down this. Oh, okay, but yeah. Tour features lineup, community showcase, school visits. I'm reached Saturday. The journey began on July 21st at Kingston Night Market, followed by a visit to Haile Selassie High School on July 23rd. On July 25th, the tour headed to Saltour Ethiopian restaurant in the grill for a special community gathering. It concluded on July 30th with an exclusive healing experience and Jones Solar Return celebration. The Ink, Breath and Bars tour has gained significant backing from international renowned Jamaican dancers poets, and performance artist Yusufai. He highlighted the vital role of poetry in the community uplifting and personal transformation, endorsing Jones' vision to use creative expression as a vehicle for emotional wellness and youth empowerment. Let us use language and the arts to heal and to redeem our people from what I described earlier as neuro linguistic sorcery. Wow. And so bring neuralistic healing so that we can heal in a wholesome and fulsome way so that even our tongue can be an instrument of life. We don't have to do, we don't have to, we don't have to have so much dissing and cussing and quarreling as a small country who have been through such great tribulation he stated. The poet sees the opportunity to issue a charge. So we are calling on our fellow so-called entertainers, which I prefer to call entertainers. Let us rise to that occasion. We are a great country, unprecedented in human recorded history, and great set of people. Let us use this gift of art, music, poetry, film, dance, comedy, lecture, photography, videography, to empower our people, to uplift our people, to heal our people, and to help fulfill Jamaica's sacred national pledge to advance the entire welfare of the entire human race. Honor, love, and prosperity. Rastafari blessings. In addition to live performance, the tour serves as a promotional platform for Joan's latest book, The Art of Spoken Word Poetry, to connect deeply with her published works, which, which stops spanning from the vibrant creative space of Kingston to the west coast in the grill, ink breath bars, pain to power, promise to uplift an uplifting cultural journey, celebrating resilience, truth, and the transformative power of the Jamaican voice. End of article. Wow. Okay, international news. Wait till it load up. Hmm. It's gonna look a while. Let me see. Refresh the page. It's gonna look a while to load up. Oh, don't know. Let's see. Taking a look a while to load up. I don't know why I'm to it. Let's see. But they're on my little BPO. So the internet would give me a problem. Brazil denies visa for US delegation seeking election, election talks, reports, San Paulo, Brazil, PFP, APF, sorry, APF, Brazil, denied Brazilian election authorities less than 3 months before attempt, a diplomatic source told uh, AFP on Saturday. Lovo, okay, wow, Lovo, wow. Host, hello, host. Like four, okay, wow, thank you. How are you? I am CK Live Diary Support. Oh, okay, wow, CK, wow. You're becoming a big lady. Okay, wow, it's right. Wow. Let me get back my composure and continue the reading. Brazilian source who spoke on condition of anonymity cited a risk of the Brazil's right-wing candidate insecure. Something's going on. Let's see. Cap on the live stream. Like it can't do. Okay, I'm gonna bring down the screen. Okay, I'm gonna bring down the screen to birdcage. Anyway, we'll continue reading. Mhm. Uh, the source said the U.S. request was filed on July 20th, with the two officials hoping to discuss issues of freedom of expression related to the elections with local authorities. Okay, it caught people's attention that the visa request came the same day Faludi held a private meeting with foreign diplomats during which he reportedly questioned the reliability of Brazil's electro- election voting system. Source added, followed further ex-president Javier Bolsonaro was barred in 2023 by election authorities from running for office after he raised similar claims the year prior while still in the presidency. He was later convicted of plotting a coup following the 2022 election loss and is serving a 27-year sentence under house arrest. The U.S. State Department did not immediately respond to an AFP request for comment on the matter. End of article. Wow. Them forgot so the gate here when it open, it expected to go through it. A good thing we never get up and go talk to them because the gate will come back and wow. Good thing. Anyway, the article I finish international news. See if I can find the next one. And thing. Yes, yes, yes. Never left a destroyer. And I tell you now, I can't believe it. I don't, I'm a come on this life, I don't tell the people at the time. The time right now is 5:54 in the daybreak. Yes, daybreak. Daybreak. The sun really come out yet still, but I can see the time light up. What is my phone gone on something until I didn't even click it on that. Phone just go on something. Come off a newspaper reading by itself. Okay. Mhm. Yes, yes. Okay for being here. I'll give her thanks. You know. I'll try to hear some more people.